Hi, welcome to another episode of nrvta Influenced. I have Ben and Charity from Grateful Glamper. And they're going to go ahead and talk to us a little bit about, what are we talking about today, guys?
RV organization.
RV organization. All right, so you're talking about whenever you first get out of your home, you got 10 million things in your RV. Where the heck do you put it?
Exactly.
All right, so I know nothing about organizations.
Yes.
If there's a space for me to throw something, that's where
probably
it goes.
going to get stuffed. And that's not a bad strategy to start with, but you got to remember what you put where. And then the first step really is to think about things that you know you're going to use every day.
Yep.
And then things that you know you're not going to use every day. So, you know, after you've minimized, because that's always the first thing that everybody has to do when you go from a house into an RV, you got to pare down, okay, what is really essential.
Right.
And then after that, you start looking for those spaces that you know that you're not going to need to access every day. So like, perfect example is most RVs have some sort of storage under the bed. And it's not like the easiest thing to get to. It's kind of a pain in the butt. You got to lift a heavy mattress. But those spaces are great for those things that you don't use every day.
Okay.
So if you have things like you have, you know, winter coats and hats and things like that are seasonal, you're going to maybe use them some of the time, but not all of the time. It's a great spot for things like that.
Okay.
And really just making use of the wasted space of RVs, because like cupboards, right? They have tall cupboards, and a lot of people just put a shelf on it and use just half. So there's ways that Charity will talk about how you can just make use of a lot of the wasted space.
Little lazy Susans in there.
You could do lazy Susans. You can do like closet made, like makes a lot of the wire shelving. You can customize that super, super easy with just a pair of wire cutters to fit the spaces, because RVs are so different.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like a one size fits all type of storage solution. And so you really have to kind of custom fit things, but there's a way that you can do that with a lot of those types of products, whether it's closet made or other types of wire shelves. There's a lot of wire shelves that you can get that have some flex, so you can bend things to fit the spaces that you want. Zip ties are my friends for when I mod things like that, because you can use zip ties to hold things in place. But looking at the available space you have and making use of the available space, so you don't ever open a cupboard or pull out a drawer and you have gaps of space that's just going unused.
Okay, so one of the words that you had said, kind of, I had to ask a question. You were saying seasonal. So are we talking full-time RVers? You got no other place to put the stuff, so this is what we're gonna, put in those seasonal places, under the bed, back of the cupboard, or maybe in the very center of our pass-through storage or something like that.
Right, or even, so if you're a full-timer or even a part-timer, so like if you're a part-timer, you always have things like extra blankets, extra sheets. Those are things that you probably aren't going to use.
Right.
You're looking at me like,
I don't have extra blankets. I wish I did.
I have extra blankets, because what if you end up going to a place where maybe it's colder versus warmer and you want to keep those extra things on hand?
Heat
so.
pump. Heat pump, I don't know.
Heat pump?
Furnace.
Blankets.
Okay, blankets. We throw those in the back of the couch, right? There's a throw
You
cover.
can, yeah. You can.
Do you hear the judgment?
That's one way to do it.
Remember the Afghan quilts?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
in
those
your
are
grandma's
awesome.
house?
Yeah. Not in your grandma's RV, is that what you're saying?
Right, pretty much.
All right, so we have organization, and I heard you say earlier bins. So do you like bags or anything? The bags you can kind of form in any available shape.
Yeah. So a couple of things that we use is we'll use like plastic bins from IKEA.
Clear is better.
Clear
if you
is
can
better.
Get it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But a hack that we have done recently and that we put on our YouTube channel that completely like blew up the internet was I actually fabricated these bins with rugs from the Dollar Tree. So I bought a rug from the Dollar Tree, which a Dollar Tree rug is really like the size of a large placemat anyway.
Okay.
And then I ran a bead of hot glue down the edges, folded it in half, and it created like a soft-sided bin.
Yeah, three-sided bin. I gotcha.
Yeah. And so that is great because especially when you look at RVs, you look at people that maybe have like an Airstream or something where you have cabinets that maybe there's like a rounded corner.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you can put stuff in there, it organizes it, so as you're traveling it doesn't shift all over, but it can mold to the space that you have, versus like when you have a hard-sided plastic, you end up kind of actually wasting space because it's hard-sided and it won't flex in certain given, situations.
Tell them
That's
how we
kind of
fit.
genius.
Oh, sorry. Tell them how we fit like 6 or 7 board games in that bag.
Oh yeah, that's another one that has been super popular. So I actually got this from another home organizer, but board games. So we carry board games with us in case that you end up with a rainy day or something like that and you need something to do with the kids. So a board game in a traditional box takes up a ton of space,
Yep.
and in an RV, space is at a premium. So what I did is I ordered these zipper pouch bags on Amazon,
Gotcha.
and I emptied all of the contents of the board game into the zipper pouch bag, cut out a piece of the front of the box to stick it in the bag, and these bags are mostly clear so you can see it. Everything now that was in a big board game or in nice small bags, all put into a basket.
All right, so you got a hole where?
I got what?
You cut a hole where?
I cut out of the front of the box.
Which box?
So we know what game.
Of
like
like the
Monopoly.
Monopoly or
we
Sorry or whatever
we cut
the game
Monopoly
is.
logo out of it and put it in the front. Just so we
okay.
know we can flip through all the games and see. Oh yeah, we want to play Jenga today.
So the bag is big enough to actually hold the board in it.
Yeah.
It is.
There's
Yeah.
different size
Different
bags.
size bags. So like I have one like we put some puzzles in. Those can be a little bit smaller. So depending
Okay.
upon the game pieces, we have a little travel battleship. So all the battleship pieces are in
Travel
that
ship
zipper
is what we
pouch.
call that.
Travel
Yep.
ship.
Yeah.
There you go.
Pretty good. So let me ask you, I know that you guys are glampers, but is less more?
This is definitely.
I mean, if you're
more.
talking, organizational, right? You're, is there any time where you look at this and go, you know what, this is clutter
Yep.
and it's taking up space? Are you still fighting that after 5 years, or?
We are, and so like the biggest thing is that like we literally have 4 cups, 4 bowls. I think we have maybe 6 plates in case that we end up with an extra person or
Company or-
something like that. But what we have found is that and the hardest thing is like when we go to RV shows, especially the kids want to grab all the little plastic water bottles and everything, and I'm like, no, like we don't need one more water bottle. We have our water bottles, and that is all we need.
Right.
And then same with like shirts. When you RV, you go to new places and you're like, I want a shirt from this national park, or
You got to give one up.
I want a mug from this national park or whatever. And so it's like, unless that it's something super special where it's like that shirt design just really is an amazing design or something like that. But the same principle, one in, one out. Something has to go if something new comes in. And what we like to do as far as like those souvenir things
Right.
is to just take a really nice picture. And then what I use, it's so
I'm
weird,
just,
you're
keep going.
laughing.
No, keep going.
So with the picture, what we do is we print them on something called mix tiles that stick on the wall.
Gotcha.
And I can rotate those out over time. So our whole RV is just decorated with pictures from the places that we've been together
cool.
in the RV.
Right.
And so that is more of a fun memento than the mug or the shirt anyway.
Right. It's all, kind of the same thing. Like if he wants a 5500, you just take a picture of it.
There you go.
Put it
yeah.
up there. It's
See?
not taking up any room.
That camera you want, I will take a picture.
Ooh, what camera do you want? Let's talk.
Yeah, right.
Which camera
want
doesn't he
Doesn't he
want?
want, yeah.
That's the
We
question.
need to, yeah, right.
And Ari, yeah.
Yeah, Ari, Alexa, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So here we are, organization. It's been 5 years now. Did you start off that way, or was there a development over time for you to get to the point where you're now the organizational queen, we'll say?
Oh my gosh, it was so cluttered at first. And just, I think, we really didn't realize how little we really needed at first. Where we just felt like you need all the things,
We went to Walmart
right?
and got all the things, that we saw on the YouTube.
Spent way more money than what we really needed to spend,
Thousands of dollars, yeah.
Everybody, you need the fancy patio rug and the big black stone, and it's like you realize you don't really need it all.
Yeah.
Do a shakedown trip first, right? Go out and see what you really need to go get from Walmart. You're like, oh, we really need this. We needed to drive to get it, and then just get that, and that's it. Don't get a bunch of stuff beforehand. Just do the shakedown trip. Make sure. That's a good way to find out what you actually need.
Yeah, and because the thing is like if you go out and you just take very minimal anything, right? And you're in the middle of doing whatever, making a meal or something, and you realize, oh great, I need this thing or that thing. Just run over to Walmart and get it, and now you know what you really need and what you could have left at home. And so it's a great way to kind of start to move down towards minimalist living. Because the other thing we found with RVing is, you know, the more that you bring, the more cumbersome travel days become, because you're packing it all up and, you know, and then getting it all out the next campsite to pack it all up. And it's like
The clam, all the flowers, the signs.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we don't do
any of that anymore.
All right, paper, plastic, or China?
Paper and plastic.
Paper and plastic? Mm-hmm. Okay. Dishwasher or kids?
I wish we had a dishwasher.
Right?
Yes. No, I mean.
Yes, please.
Yeah, yes, please on the dishwasher.
I do. Actually, we have a magic basket too, because everything that I put inside that magic basket, it's like a kind of a laundry basket looking thing. The next day, I come back and it's gone. Washed, folded in my closet. All the clothes clean.
Where do you get
magic.
this magic basket?
Yeah, it's amazing. I can't tell you.
You can't tell me. So I guess you have washer and dryer.
We do have a washer and dryer.
Now, I know for ours, basically what you wear that day is what fits in there. So you have to keep up with that.
Yeah, and that works great because, you know, we're a family of 4, and so it's pretty much what I do is I usually do a load of wash at the end of every night, and that keeps us going. We also use microfiber towels, so they're smaller, they dry faster. I can fit a couple towels in there with whatever our family wore that day for clothes, so I can keep the towels clean. About the only thing that's difficult is if I have to do sheets, because I can do them, but it's like one at a time.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So I know that we're talking about organization. You gave some ideas. Let's say for, you know, a brand new camper, what are some 3 tips? Just give them 3 tips. Hey, you know, I said less is more, but what are 3 things you say, you know what, this is really going to save, you know, time and effort if you follow these 3 things?
Yeah. So number 1 is if it's not in a clear bin, put a label on it so you know what's in it without having to pull it out and look in it, or if it's like a zipper bag, unzipping it or whatever. So if it's something that you can't see clearly what's in it from the side, or if you're looking from like the top down,
Gotcha.
make sure that you label it.
All right.
So that
the front and the top, yeah.
So clear and labels. Gotcha.
So clear and or label it.
Now, do you do permanent marker or dry erase?
We actually have a label maker, so we just use a little
just
label
a
maker.
little Dymo label maker.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but you can also use like if you have those little labels that you print out like
just
your
right.
return addresses on or something like that.
Gotcha.
You can always write on that.
I was just thinking, you know, as things, you know, you trade things out, put new things in, you could change it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
That's a good idea.
schmancy with your label maker.
It feels
Glamper.
awesome, you know.
All right. All right. So number 1, what else?
So number 2 is look for the wasted space. There's so much wasted space in an RV. Yep, 100%. One of the things that we did early on is our couch had a ton of wasted space underneath because the duct work for the heater does go under the couch. So they made it where like the front wasn't necessarily removable per se or anything, at least not very easily.
You had all that space in between.
But there's all that space.
3 huge bins in there still.
So we actually
stack 'em.
pulled the front of the couch off, which is solid board, and we cut the board
Put a
and then
hinge on
installed a
it.
hinge. Yep. So you can unclip one side and unhinge it to be able to put things under there and then close it back up on that
So
hinge.
that episode was RV Unhinged.
RV unhinged.
There we go.
100%.
Yeah, we'll see what we're talking about there. And then finally, number 3, you know, so you're saying look for wasted space and don't be afraid to modify, is I guess what I'm hearing you say.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's your RV.
Yeah.
Make it yours.
Stay away from the walls, though, because some walls are actually holding the roof up. So,
Right.
Right. Don't
Yeah.
want to
Don't
take.
do
We
that
don't
on the walls.
advocate taking
Yeah.
down any walls.
Yep.
but that's absolutely where you have any furniture that is bolted down.
Yep.
What can
And
you
if you
get
don't
into it?
watch TV that much, like we took out both, it was hard. Trust me, it was really hard to do that at first, but
How do you
once she
how do you
sold me on
not
it,
watch Grateful Glampers?
right? She sold me on it. You know, we've got an iPad, so I was like, we can actually just watch, you know, Discovery Plus, Disney Plus, Grateful Glamper, you know, the Beard and Bun show. We can watch it all on the iPad. So
Todd's Tech Tip Tuesday.
Todd's Tech Tips.
Because
Yeah,
that's
so we
like
just
a
made use of. We cut out we had a big CRT TV that was big and heavy and bulky. Took it out.
CRT.
Yeah, it was an old.
Our RV is a
It's
2004.
an 04. Seriously.
You got an on there.
Yeah.
Hold this thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So we just cut it off and just used it for storage. So.
Yeah, that is 100%. We have no TVs in our RV because anything we want to watch or our kids want to watch, there's plenty of screens.
We have
Like
plenty.
we are
We're
not
out
lacking for
exploring.
screens in 2022. So whether it's an iPad screen, a laptop screen, a phone screen,
Right.
you can watch any sort of media you want to watch anymore on any of those screens versus needing the big screen that just for us takes up more space. And we don't go to a campground to sit in our RV and watch TV. We go because that's just really a place to park it and then go explore and do
Because you choose experiences over
things.
TVs.
Yes, and TVs. Those things.
Ben, any last words?
No, I don't think I. No, just get out there, enjoy it. You know, if you have kids, just take them with you, because
You don't want to leave them at home.
you don't want to leave them at home. You'll have Child Protective Services, on your. but yeah, get out there.
They
And
can't
just,
find you. They don't know where you're at. Well, Ben, Charity, thank you for providing some information to our audience, and having fun. We enjoy having you here, and hopefully we'll see you again, and we'll see you again right here, at the National RV Training Academy.